Hi lovelies, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. My name is Oti. I create content on sewing tutorials, trending bubu, trendy kaftan and headwear. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys on how to make this beautiful classy cowl kaftan with a scallopy neckline, as you can see. For this style, I used 4 yards of 100% cotton ankara mixed with 100% cotton Asoke. So if this is what you would love to learn how to make, please sit back, relax and enjoy the tutorial. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please click the red button down below to subscribe, and also click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. I have lots of trending bubu tutorial coming up, and I bet you don't want to miss it. This is how the kaftan looks on me. As you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. Please note, the slit at the back is absolutely optional. I decided to add the slit to mine because towards the lower part of the kaftan, I did not add much allowance to it, and I added the slit so that I'll be able to move my leg freely while walking. Also, if you don't want the cowl shape by the sides to be really protrude, all you need to do is to tuck in it inward a little bit, as if you want to put your hand in your pockets. Though there's no pocket in this dress, just do as if you want to put your hand in your pocket. So you'll be able to tuck in the edge of the cowl shape inward a little, so you will have something like this. That's all for the demonstration. So without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. On the table, I have 6 yards of 100% cotton ankara and 2 rows of the Asoke. The Asoke is sold in rows, so I bought 2 rows. Each roll is sold for 1,500, and the 2 rows that I bought is 3,000 naira. The length is up to 67 inches. From the 6 yards, I folded the fabric selvage to selvage, as you can see. Then I measured the length of my dress and I cut it out. I cut for the front bodies and I also cut for the back bodies. After that, I gave it a good press. After ironing, I placed the fabric for the back bodies on the table. Then from the folded edge, I measured 1 inch straight down and I ruled that into a straight line. After that, I placed the front bodies on top of it, making sure that the folded edge of the front aligns with the 1 inch mark. Then I pin it down. All my measurements is going to be starting from the folded edge of the front. I've ruled my starting line, as you can see. So on the starting line, I'm going to impute neck width 4 inches, neck depth for the back 1 inch, neck depth for the front 4 inches. So I'm going to connect the back neck depth for now. From the neck width, I'll connect to the back neck depth for now. So from the center front, not from the center back, from the center front, I'm going to measure 21 inches. At that point, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect it to the neck width for my shoulder slope. Please note, you can use any measurement of your choice. Then from there, I'm going to measure 10 inches for the sleeve opening. Then I connect like so. Next, I marked shoulder to my waistline 17 inches. Shoulder to my hip line 25 inches. Shoulder to my knee 42 inches. Then the length of the dress 64 inches, including hemming allowance. On my knee line, I impute hip divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches ease, then plus 1 inch seam allowance. In total, the wideness that I have towards the lower part is 16 inches in total. So I'm going to rule that into a straight line. From the depth of the sleeve, I came in by 4 inches. Then I ruled that into a straight line to join the sleeve opening. Then I moved to my knee line, the 16 inches wideness for the body. I ruled that upward to join the sleeve like so. Then from the armhole of the sleeve, I measured 1 inch and I curve it nicely to join the bodies like so. Then I started to draw my cowl shape. I started drawing the cowl shape from the waistline. I moved to the knee line and measured 3 inches upward. So I'm going to draw my cowl shape to join to the 3 inches upward before the knee. I don't want the cowl shape to be around my knee. I want it to stop at 3 inches upward before the knee line, like so. So you draw your cowl shape nicely. That's about it for the drafting. Before cutting it out, I'm going to add ½ inch seam allowance to the shoulder. Next is to cut it out. After cutting, I'm going to slit the folded edge of the back. I'll slit it open. The back is going to be into 2 pieces. From the folded edge, just slit it open like so. After cutting, I remove the front bodies. This is the back bodies. I marked where I want my slits to start from. Like I said earlier, I added slits to the dress so that I'll be able to walk freely. So I'll take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew on the straight line starting from the neckline. I'm going to stop where I want the slit to be, then I'll backstitch there 3 to 4 times. This is the back bodies. I've sewn it. After sewing, I open the seam and I give it a good press. After giving it a good press, and I overlock the edges, as you can see. Make sure to open it up, then sprinkle water on it and give it a good press. Then for the slits side, I use hemming gum. I place hemming gum underneath it. I open up the seam, I place hemming gum underneath it, and I give it a good press. I iron it down. As you can see, this is how the back looks like. So the next thing to do, I'm going to cut facing for the neckline of the back bodies. I'm going to cut out facing for it. Then I'm going to use the facing to turn the neckline. So let's move to the Asoke. This is how it comes. This is how I bought it from the market, the wideness and the length. Though the wideness is not wide enough for me, so I'm going to place the two together. Then I will take to my sewing machine to join it with 1/2 inch. After joining it, I will open the seam up. I will sprinkle water to the seam line and give it a good press. After sewing, this is how it looks. So the next thing, I'm going to fold it into 2. Then I'm going to place the front bodies to it, and I'm going to cut the necklines together. As you are placing it, make sure that the folded edge of the front bodies aligns with the folded edge of the Asoke. Then I'm going to draft the neckline and cut them together. Please watch the neckline carefully. I zoom it so that you guys can see the drafting and the cutting very well, and I decided not to fast forward this part. Remember that I measured 4 inches for the neck depth for the front bodies. So from that 4 inches, I started to draw the scallop shape like so. I don't know how to explain this scallop shape. Just follow my hand and the cutting as well. You'll be able to draft yours like that. Also, you can use any neckline of your choice. I just decided to try new thing. There's no harm in trying new thing. This is my first time of trying this type of neckline. I've not sewn boo-boo with this type of neckline before, and it came out nice. There's no harm in trying. So just follow my hand. You'll be able to understand it. If you actually want to use this type of neckline, you can use any neckline of your choice as well. This is how the neckline looks after cutting. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Asoke to turn the neckline. I'm going to place the asoke to it. Then I'm going to sew 1/2 inch following the shape of the neckline. After sewing 1/2 inch, I'm going to notch it round. Then I'll flip the asoke over to the right side. Then I will cut the shape of the design that I want on the asoke, fold the edges and top stitch it. So let me quickly sew it and let's move to the next step. I have turned the neckline with the asoke, as you can see. So what I'm doing right now, making sure that I centralize the asoke to the middle of the front bodies. I'm making sure that it sits pretty at the center of the front bodies. Then I pin it down so that by the time I top stitch the asoke to the front bodies, it won't be slant. So make sure that you set it well to the center, to the middle of the front bodies. So after that, I measured from the shoulder. I measured 13 inches. I first of all measured 16 inches, then I later changed it to 13 inches. Then I marked the midpoint of the asoke. I marked it straight down. Then from that midpoint, I measured 3 inches. I later changed it to 13 inches, just like I said. Then from the midpoint, I measured 3 inches to the left, 3 inches to the right, making 6 inches wideness. I measured this straight down. With the help of the design on the asoke, I was able to trace it from the grid line. Then from there, I connect it to the 13 inches mark, like so. Let me go over it again. Let me go over the markings again without fast forwarding it so that you guys can understand it. From shoulder, I measure down 13 inches. You rule that into a straight line. Then from that 13 inches, I measured 4 inches. You will rule that into a straight line. Then you will find the midpoint of the asoke. You will rule on the midpoint. The stitch line, I can see the stitch line, it serves as a midpoint for me. Then from that stitch line at the middle, I measured 3 inches on the left, 3 inches on the right, and I ruled that into a straight line. Then from the edge of the 13 inches, I join it to the 3 inches. I slant it to the 3 inches mark, both on the left and on the right. So that is what I have on the asoke. I hope it's clear. So the next thing to do is to cut the excess fabric. So after cutting the excess out, I'm going to fold the edges of the Asoke. I'll fold it with 1/2 inch, then I'll iron it. After ironing it, then I'm going to top stitch to the front bodies. If you iron the edges first, it will be very easy for you to top stitch because it is a cotton Asoke. So when you fold and iron, it stays that way. So when you are top stitching, it will be very easy for you to top stitch to it. So this is how the design looks like. Please note, you can use any design of your choice. So this is the back bodies. I've turned the neckline with the facing, and I've also overlocked the edges, and I also use hemming gum to press the facing down to the bodies. This is how it looks, the back bodies. This is the front of it. So the next thing to do is to place the front and the back bodies together. Then I'm going to join them with 1/2 inch at the shoulder. This is how the front bodies looks like after top stitching the Asoke to the front. This is how it looks. So I'm going to place the both bodies together, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to join them at the shoulder with 1/2 inch seam allowance. I have joined them together. From the leftover, from the excess that I cut from the Asoke, I join it together. I join the pieces together. Then I'm going to use it to sew as a band to the sleeve edge. After that, I'm going to sew the sides, hem the down part, and show us the final look. This is the final look, guys. We have come to an end of today's tutorial. If you have watched until this moment and you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please click the red button down below to subscribe, and also click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thanks for watching, guys. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. I love you all. Bye.